When you look at your living room, does something feel off? Maybe you bought a new sofa, maybe you had the walls painted, maybe you even set aside a serious budget, yet the result still doesn't look the way you wanted. In this video, we will examine exactly what kinds of mistakes you might be making. Most people focus on the big furniture, but what truly determines whether a space feels expensive or cheap are the small details. As Archentra, this is something I have clearly seen across hundreds of projects. The same furniture, the same square meters, but with the right details, it can reach a completely different level. In this video, we will examine 7 small details that unknowingly make your living room look cheap and how you can fix them. The first detail, plain and single color walls. Your walls may be white or cream, but if there's nothing on them, the space looks unfinished. No artwork, no shelves, no texture. This makes the living room feel sterile and lifeless. There is no sense of depth. It can even feel suffocating. So what can you do? You can use a large artwork. You can add a wooden shelving system. You can create groups of frames with matte black borders. You can prefer fabric or wooden wall panels. The goal here is to add layers to the wall. Remember this, minimalism does not mean emptiness. Minimalism means intentional simplicity. The second detail, using thin and transparent curtains. Very thin, tulle-like curtains do not make the living room feel lighter. They reduce the visual weight of the space. A curtain is not just a window covering, it is the frame of the room. Prefer thick, matte, textured, and draped fabrics. Linen, velvet, or cotton blends are ideal. These fabrics filter the light more softly, add volume to the space, and create a more refined atmosphere. The third detail, uniform and small pillows. If there are 2 identical pillows on the sofa, the look becomes ordinary. Pillows are one of the easiest ways to create layers in a living room. Use pillows in different sizes. Combine different textures. For example, a large pillow, a medium-sized velvet pillow, and a small patterned pillow. The colors can be harmonious, but the textures should be different. The fourth detail, curtain length. A curtain may cover the window, but if it does not reach the floor, the space appears lower than it actually is. The correct measurement should be this. The curtain starts from the ceiling and extends all the way to the floor. It can even slightly touch the ground. This makes the ceiling appear higher and adds elegance to the living room. The fifth detail, plastic or overly glossy surfaces on the coffee table. The coffee table is one of the areas the eye is naturally drawn to. If the objects on it look cheap or are placed carelessly, the entire living room is affected. Instead, use natural materials, wood, matte ceramics, marble, or brass details. The table does not need to be crowded. A book, a small plant, and a matte candle are enough. The sixth detail, using cold white lighting. Harsh white light makes the living room feel like an office. Prefer warm white bulbs. A range between 2700 and 3000 Kelvin is ideal. Instead of relying on a single ceiling light, use floor lamps, table lamps, and indirect lighting. Layered lighting adds depth to the space. The seventh detail, the lack of a strong focal point in the living room. If nothing catches your eye when you enter the room, the space feels ordinary. Create a focal point. This could be a large artwork, a decorative mirror, a statement chandelier, or a bold accent wall. The important thing is to establish a visual hierarchy in the space. In short, to summarize, add texture to the walls, use thick and draped curtains, layer the pillows, extend the curtains to the floor. Prefer natural materials on your coffee table, use warm and layered lighting, and create a strong focal point. These small changes will directly elevate the level of your living room. For more practical architectural content like this, don't forget to follow the Archentra channel. See you in the next video.